margin of just 366 votes. He spoke at his watch party.
All right. Hello, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here. Wanted to hop on KVUE Plus and YouTube and all of our streaming platforms and talk a little bit about the forecast as we have strong to, in some parts, severe storms, which are now rolling into the I-35 corridor and parts of the Austin metro. So let's do a live update in the top. That is our Oasis cam as storms are now starting to move into northwest Travis. Those storms are not severe, but they are producing some rain. And as you will see periodically above me, they are producing some wind. I've got the some lightning, rather. I do have the YouTube chat pulled up. And if you're not on YouTube, if you're watching on KVUE Plus or our app, you can download that, by the way, on the App Store. You can send me a tweet or X. It's Hunt_WX, and I will try to answer any questions that I can. So here's our warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for winds up to 60 miles per hour and also at times some quarter-size hail for a storm coming out of Blanco County, now into parts of southern Hayes County. Wimberley, the middle of town, is just outside of this warning, but you're going to get a strong storm in Wimberley. And then San Marcos, you are also included in this warning. So let's start with the hail tracker. Hey, that's good. Earlier, this was producing some hail up to $half size in Gillespie County. The hail has really come down. So honestly, the biggest threat with this storm is the straight line wind potential, which again could be up to about 60 miles per hour. Right now, where I'm seeing the strongest winds is just south of the southernmost tip of Blanco County here in the blue. This is going to be heading towards the Canyon Lake area, which is not in our KVUE area, but we are on the internet right now, so you can be watching from anywhere. So we'll talk about it. Here's the blue. And that was a terrible job of circling. But those are going to be winds. Here, we'll cue up some of the numbers. 60 to 65 miles per hour. And that, again, is heading towards Canyon Lake. And if it holds together, could eventually pass into parts of southern Hayes County. So Canyon Lake, and then perhaps into parts of the San Marcos area if these winds hold together. What we can do here is a timeline just to give you an update on when exactly these storms could move into your area. This is moving at about 45 miles per hour. So this storm, earlier when we were tracking these back to our west, they were like crawling at 20 miles per hour. Now they've got some move on going. And here's a look at the approximate timing. So Canyon Lake, these are moving in now. New Braunfels about 11:08. McQueenie, 11:24, Seguin, 11:29, Prairie Lee, we're looking at 11:33. Here, I'm going to do another one of these storm tracks. That way we can include the San Marcos area. I think I just missed them barely, so let's extend it out about like this. And there we go. This time it will include the San Marcos area, and here's an updated timeline, and this has some more towns on it. So Wimberley coming in around 10:54, New Braunfels, 11:06, San Marcos, 11:11. So it is 10:45 right now. Here in the next 30 minutes or less, this will be moving into the San Marcos area. Martindale, 11:21, Prairie Lee, 11:31, Seguin, 11:43, Luling. Seguin, 11:31, Luling, 11:43. Okay, so that is the deal right now with our warning. Let's kind of back out the view and do big picture here. You can see lots of lightning over Blanco County with the severe warned storm. Some of that lightning is making it now into northwest Travis. So we will go up there, and that is the camera that you're seeing above me. These are not severe, just some good old-fashioned thunderstorms. I don't expect these to become severe, but some lightning, some thunder. This may wake some folks up or make it harder for you to go to sleep, depending on what you're doing right now. But this is heading right over Lake Travis, Steiner Ranch, Hamilton Pool, Bee Cave, and then as you go up into Williamson County, this stuff is even more tame. A few lightning strikes, few downpours here, but from Leander up to Liberty Hill, Andice, Florence, Gerald, and then as you go back into Burnett County, this is just kind of some steady, light to moderate rain. Over Blanco County, obviously the severe warning storm that we talked about. Johnson City, you are not included in the severe thunderstorm warning, but you've got a pretty good thunderstorm over you right now, which is producing quite a bit of lightning. Then you go back into Gillespie County. We need rain in Gillespie County. I said this on our 10 o'clock newscast. I would never wish severe weather on anybody, but the reality is we need rain, and we need it badly over this part of Gillespie County, southern Gillespie County, then down into the Kerrville area, and I'll show you why. Look at the drought monitor. From Fredericksburg down to the south, that is extreme drought, second highest level. In some of these areas got quite a bit of rain. How much rain are we talking? Well, check it out. Some of those same areas in the second highest level of drought. 3.6, great news. 2.1, 2.3, 2.6. Some more heavy totals out around the Harper area. So this helps with the drought situation. And then also, let me pull up my cursor here. See this right here? That is the Pedernales River. And you know where that goes? Lake Travis. Lake Travis is only 40% full right now. It's like 38 feet under its average for this time of the year. So let's get some of this rain heading into Lake Travis. Lake Buchanan has had an amazing month. Lake Buchanan is up over 13 feet in the past 30 days. Lake Travis is not. It's only risen like 2 feet over the past month. So hopefully some of this water will in fact make its way into Lake Travis as well. There's another thing I wanted to show you guys, just how electric these storms are. We can do a count on the lightning strikes, and we'll do just kind of the severe portion of this storm. So let me choose our counter. And again, this is not all the lightning strikes across central Texas, but the latest count is 391 lightning strikes. All right, let's see if we've got any questions here. Hillary, any hail likelihood? There is hail potential here, but really the hail threat has come down. This is the latest hail tracker. Like, I'm not ruling out that there could be a little bit of like pea to maybe quarter-size hail in there, but really, to me, the hail potential has come down, and that's a secondary threat, with the straight line winds being the primary concern with this storm. The hail potential has really come down. Yep, Savannah, this is heading towards you in San Marcos. It is not moving northeast, it is moving southeast. So Travis County, we do have some rain, especially over northwestern portions of Travis County. This severe storm, though, is not going to be a Travis County storm. It's a Blanco County storm right now, and then it's going to impact parts of Hays County. Some of the biggest areas down here would be Wimberley and San Marcos. Jesse, getting some thunder in Steiner Ranch. Yep, so that is going to be some of this rain, which is coming on in. Again, it is not severe, but we do have some rain into northwest Travis. Let's see, I'll head on over and make sure we don't have any questions on Twitter. Not seeing anything, so I'm just trying to keep track of everything. The severe warning, it goes until 11 o'clock. So let's pull this up real quick. Yeah, so this goes until 11 o'clock, another 10 minutes on it. We'll see what they want to do. As we mentioned, the main concern with this, it's a wind threat. There are strong straight line winds in here that could be 50 to 60 miles per hour. The idea, though, is that the severe threat starts to diminish as we move farther eastward. So let me show you our updated storm outlook. And then we'll back out to the DMA view. And you'll see that they continue to downgrade our severe threat. Earlier today, we had the enhanced risk, the level 3 out of 5. And what happened is this morning, we had that big outflow boundary come through. I was at the dentist. I was getting my teeth cleaned, right? I was looking at the radar obviously before, but you know, I'm like looking up at the ceiling, and I could see out the window all the trees shaking. This was up southern Williamson County. There were 40 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts as this outflow boundary came in, and it was basically like a cold front. Remember, this outflow boundary, it's the rain-cooled air that gets pushed out from underneath these storms, and this was the outflow boundary from the big storms up in Dallas that caused all the power issues and then went down to Houston. The worst of those storms missed us to the east, but the outflow, the rain-cooled air, pushed through, and it really dropped our temperatures. Highs today were in the 80s. This was like the most comfortable weather that we have had in the last couple of weeks, but that took away some of our warmth and humidity. And that is why our severe threat decreased. And then really the question this afternoon was, do we have any juice left at all for any storms? Clearly, as we're seeing now, we do. But if you're wondering why did the severe threat decrease, it's because of that. That boundary came through from those strong storms that missed us. Again, it brought in drier, more stable air, and that really lowered our severe threat. I think these storms would be much stronger, much meaner. If we did not have that outflow boundary come in, we probably would have had a solid line of strong to severe storms move in. But again, point of that rambling was that as the storms move east, they will likely continue to weaken. So hopefully this is the last warning that we have for the night. Can't guarantee it, but hopefully. Then in addition to the severe risk, here is our flood risk. We need rain for a lot of these areas, especially across the hill country, but there is also the level 2 flood risk. So I don't expect widespread flooding, but I do think some localized flooding is a possibility. Now here's the latest data. Yeah, look at all that lightning up above me from our Oasis camp. Here is the latest data from our high-res model. I think it's got a decent idea, again, as we go over the next 30 to 45 minutes. Storms moving from Blanco County into Hays County. We're going to have some rain that moves through Travis and the Austin Metro and even Wilco, but this stuff up north, that's not going to be severe. This is going to be the strongest stuff down here, Blanco into Hays County. Blanco, into Hays County and San Marcos. And then that's going to keep moving to the east, Caldwell County, Bastrop County, Fayette County. I think once this crosses over I-35, it's probably unlikely to be severe, but I do think there'll be some more rain that makes it through those areas. This is the latest rainfall projection from the model that we just looked at. Nothing too crazy, but hey, especially over Blanco County, Hays County, we can use the rain, drought conditions, lake levels, groundwater supply. We could certainly use it. So that is the situation. Celine, how about the Hutto area? No severe weather threat for Hutto. You might get some stormy weather. So right now over Wilco, we have storms over western Wilco. These storms, I mean, again, we'll see how long they hold together, but heading towards the Taylor, Hutto area. You guys, this is like the mouse I'm always battling with. I do think that some of this stormy weather will hold together into the Hutto area. And that would probably be about 30 minutes to an hour from now. I don't think it'll be severe, but I do think you'll get some stormy weather and some lightning and some thunder. Strong storm advisory for Hays County. Thank you guys for keeping me up to date here. So let me show you this. So it looks like they might be in the process of replacing the severe thunderstorm warning with a strong storm advisory. For those of you who watch weather coverage all the time, you'll probably know this, but you guys know we've got like the flood advisory, right? So that's a step down below the flash flood warning. Storm advisory is the same thing, where it's a step below a severe thunderstorm warning. And I think that's probably the trend that this is going to be following as it weakens. Winds probably down below 60 miles per hour right now. The criteria for a severe thunderstorm is 58 mile per hour winds. Will Northwest Austin, Cedar Park get hail? No, I think the hail threat is lower there. I do expect some storms making it into Northwest Austin and the Cedar Park area. I do think that you will get some rain, but these storms up here, they are not producing any hail right now. Just to show you the hail tracker. If anything, maybe it's not like a speck of gray, like the tiniest speck, a very small hail that's probably not making it down to the ground, that is on the east side of Spicewood. I do think you'll get some rain northwest Travis and Cedar Park. I do not think that you will get hail. Even the severe storm, really the hail has started to diminish, and it is mainly a wind threat at this point. I'm going to Mark says, looks like the severe weather will break up towards Lee County. Yes, again, the idea is that as this moves east of I-35 into places like Lee County, Bastrop County, Fayette County, I think this will continue to weaken. I do think there'll be some storms that hold together, not necessarily into all of Lee County, but maybe into parts of Lee County, especially southern Lee County into Fayette County. I think the severe threat there, though, is lower. Okay, so what I want to do, let me open up Slack and get into the National Weather Service chat, and we'll see what they want to do with this warning. Again, it goes until 11 o'clock, so another 5 minutes on it. And let's see. No update yet on what they will do with this one yet. They do have some other storms that they're monitoring, which are severe down to the south. No update on what they will do for the San Marcos area. Like, even as this thing is weakening a little bit, there are strong winds in here. And this is heading into Canyon Lake right now, where you see those blues. Those could be 50 to 60 plus mile per hour winds. And the leading edge of the wind is now getting into Wimberley. And next up, it's going to be San Marcos. And here's a look at the reflectivity. So again, the velocity, it shows you the wind. Here's the reflectivity, what you're used to seeing with the rain. And then we continue to look at the radar estimated accumulations. These are the LCRA sensors. Again, I don't want anybody to see severe weather, right? But I'm so happy to see heavy rain here for southern Blanco County into Gillespie County. All these white numbers, these are LCRA gauges. So these are not radar estimates. This is confirmed rain that has fallen anywhere from 1 to 3 inches over Blanco and Gillespie County. Why do we need that? Well, here is the drought monitor for that area. Those same spots are in extreme drought, which is the second to highest level. So across our entire KVUE area, those are literally the spots that need the rain the absolute most. So that is just great, great news. For anybody who is just now joining us, we have one severe storm, which is heading towards the San Marcos area. That warning goes until 11 o'clock, so here in about 3 minutes, we'll find out what they want to do with that. I do think that the storm is weakening some, but I do think it's still strong. Easily, I think there could be 40 to 50 mile per hour plus winds in here as this storm is moving southeast. It's going about 40 miles per hour. There are additional storms which are developing north of that. So now kind of a more solid line of storms for Hays County into northwestern Travis and even into western Williamson County. Those are not severe, and I would say the odds of those becoming severe are relatively low. We'll watch it, but as of now, they're not producing hail. And with that stronger storm down south, I think that's going to kind of cut those storms off from becoming too robust. Again, there's going to be lightning, there's going to be thunder, but as of now, these storms are not severe, and hopefully they do not become severe. Hopefully we just get some good rain out of it. Let's do a little sky cam tour. This is our Oasis cam over Lake Travis. Again, we have storms which are moving into northwest Travis right now. A couple of our sky cams are down, so let's make sure we're looking at the right stuff here. So we also have got cam 26, that is Kalahari. Let's get this pointed the right direction. So right now we're looking north across 79 across East Palm Valley. So what we want to do, there we go, start looking back west. And at some point we might start to see some light. Was that lightning over there? At some point we might start to get some lightning. There we go. As these storms are rolling into western Wilco right now. And I do think these are going to hold together and bring some rain into parts of the Round Rock area as well. So that is the scene in Williamson County right now. The other camera we've got right now active is this one, which is our downtown tower cam. That is Congress right now. Just go ahead and get all these positioned as storms are rolling in. So we will back this one out slowly and we will pan back to the right, which is going to get us looking back west into western Wilco, where these storms are moving in. Our tower cam is down tonight, so the tower cam normally is a good one to watch storms roll in on. That one is down tonight. We've got our Zach Theater camera as well. This Indeed skyscraper is going to kind of block our view here for a little while, but we'll get panned back over this way. So there's a UT Tower, 40 acres, Capitol building. We'll keep it looking that way. Okay, let's go back over to the radar now. And let's see. I believe, let me refresh this. I believe they have let our warning drop off. Yes, they have. So that is excellent news. So the storm rolling into San Marcos is no longer severe, so we don't have any severe warnings in our KVUE area. I'm going to do a quick update for you guys. I got to talk to some folks behind the scenes, but this storm heading into San Marcos, not severe, but I do think some strong straight line winds, which are moving into Wimberley right now. They're heading towards Kyle and San Marcos in the southern I-35 corridor here in our KVUE area. And then new heavy rain has developed right over northwest Travis. Hey, let it rain. Let it rain over the lake. That is fantastic. But from Hamilton Pool into Laga Vista, into Steiner Ranch, you guys are getting some rain. And then some more storms filling in over parts of western Wilco, Leander, out around Liberty Hill, Andice, Briggs, northern Burnett County, into Florence and Jarrell. You guys getting some rain as well. So give me 1 second. I'm going to put you guys back on the radar loop here for just one moment. I will handle some stuff behind the scenes, and then I'll hop back onto the stream here in just a couple of minutes. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the brief hiatus there. Again, communicated with our crews, our production crews behind the scenes. Now that that warning has expired and our severe threat continues to diminish as anticipated, we can kind of stand down for them. But we'll stick here on KVUE Plus and our streaming platforms for a little while longer as these storms are rolling in. I've got the Facebook chat pulled up now. Ivana saying in San Marcos, hearing a lot of thunder. Yep, this storm, it's a strong one, is heading into San Marcos, but it is no longer severe. Sandra, could anything make it into the Elgin area? We will see. I do think there is a chance for some rain in Elgin tonight. I do not expect severe weather in the Elgin area tonight, but if some of the stuff over northwest Travis can hold together, move into northern Bastrop County, that it could bring some rain, some non-severe rain to Elgin. And I will tell you, man, after, what we talked about earlier, after this big outflow boundary moved through, and I just want to show you guys this, how strong the winds were with that. I always lose track of this graphic. We had 40 to 60 mile per hour winds blow through our area with that outflow boundary. So here's our graphic. This thing came through, and some areas saw literally no storms, just the wind. Austin only gusted to 29, but the airport gusted to 46 miles per hour, and Burnett gusted to 59. Again, that is severe thunderstorm warning level wind, and it was not from a thunderstorm, it was just from the outflow boundary. Here in the top right, I'm going to put our Oasis cam back up there since that's where we have the rain right now. But that big outflow boundary came through, and it dropped our temperatures. I mean, it felt, this is how you know you've had early season heat. We were in the upper 90s over the weekend. You walk outside and it's only 86, and you're like, wow, is it fall? Did we skip ahead? But because we didn't have as much warmth and humidity to deal with, our severe threat was much, much lower. And honestly, if you would have asked me, 3 hours ago, we're going to have widespread heavy rain move into the I-35 corridor like this, I probably would have said no. I did think we'd get some heavy rain into parts of the hill country, but these storms have really now blossomed across the Metro and I-35 corridor. So now that these things are all under severe limits, hey, this is good news. May is the wettest month of the year on average for Central Texas, but for Austin, it depends on where you live. Obviously, this stuff has been very hit or miss, but for Austin, Camp Mabry, the main reporting site, the month of May is still lagging behind a little bit as far as comparing it to average. So rainfall so far this month, that is since midnight. Let's do monthly rainfall. That'd be more helpful. You can see that Austin, Camp Mabry, 4.48 inches of rain. That's close to average thus far through the month. The monthly average is a little over 5 inches. The airport, man, hopefully we can get some rain out of the airport tonight. The airport, southeast Austin, 1.86 inches of rain. That is nearly 3 inches of rain below average this far into the month. So there's been some places that have just had so much rain, but there are others that still, even though this month has been really active, there's others that, certainly still need some rain. So I'm glad that we can get some non-severe rain coming in tonight, and hopefully everything continues to behave itself, and I do think that it will. Soul watching in Liberty Hill, thunder and rain. Hope it's not severe. It is not severe. So this stuff in Williamson County, it's not severe, and I do not expect it to become severe. Lisa, lightning just hit a tree outside of my house in the Dripping Springs area. Lots of lightning with these storms. We can do, in fact, let's do another lightning counter. We'll just do kind of the broad area of the storm. Earlier we had 391 lightning strikes. And this is a broader area, but seeing 434 lightning strikes, the vast majority of those over northwest Travis and then down into Blanco and now Hayes counties as these storms roll through. Oh, we've got Radar, Dad, and Gaming watching. Love that name. Radar reading upper 50s winds in the Canyon Lake area. So let's get back in on the velocity mode of our radar. And we're not seeing blues like earlier. Two things are happening. The storm is weakening a little bit, but it's also moving closer to the radar. So when the storm is farther away from the radar beam is shooting up, and we know the Earth is curved, right? So as you get farther away from the radar, you're also getting farther above the ground. So the beam height could be a few thousand feet up in the air. Higher up in the storm, the winds are stronger. That doesn't mean that the winds are translating all the way down to the ground. Now these storms are moving closer to the radar, so we're sampling lower in the storm. That by itself can make the winds seem a little bit less impressive, but also the storms are weakening. So right over the Canyon Lake area right now, latest Doppler winds estimating 37, 43, 37, so 30, 45 mile per hour, 35, 45 mile per hour wind gusts, certainly fair game there. So look, it's a strong storm. They do have a strong storm advisory with it for winds. It could be up to 40 miles per hour, maybe some small hail heading into San Marcos, but it is not severe as it was earlier. And just to show you guys the hail tracker, maybe a little bit of small hail right here, just north of Canyon Lake, near the Fisher area, Wimberley, maybe a little bit of small hail. If you guys are watching around the Wimberley area, give me a heads up what exactly you guys are seeing. There could be some small hail, but it's a far cry from the hail signatures that we had earlier this evening. Again, when that storm initially became severe warned over Gillespie County, it was producing hail up to an inch and a half. That is half dollar size hail. Elizabeth, how severe is it going to get in Travis? I do not think that these storms will be severe in Travis County. Now it's a thunderstorm. There's heavy rain, there's lightning. You see it above me, that's northwest Travis. There's going to be a thunderstorm. I do not expect it to be severe warned in Travis, though. Lightning, thunder, pockets of heavy rain. Any risk for hail for Travis County? I do not expect large damaging hail in Travis County. I think worst case scenario would be the storm pulses up and we get like some pea-sized hail, something like that. The hail risk, though, and the severe risk overall for Travis County and the immediate Austin metro is looking pretty low right now. But I'm so happy to have some heavy rain over Lake Travis. Man, we talked about it. Lake Buchanan has had an amazing month, and we're happy for Lake Buchanan, but all of these rounds of severe storms that have passed to our north, well, a lot of that rain was not even necessarily in our KVUE 13 county TV viewing area, but was in the Lake Buchanan watershed. So that was just dumping into the lake. Lake Buchanan's up, over 13 feet this month. Lake Travis, though, really has struggled, farther south into Gillespie County, Blanco County, Mason, Llano County. The Llano River goes into Lake LBJ, goes into Lake Travis. The Pedernales River over Gillespie County, Blanco County goes right into Lake Travis. So those are the areas where you want rain for there to be immediate rise into Lake Travis, and those just haven't been the spots that have had all of the heavy rainfall. But tonight, these are the spots that have gotten some heavy rainfall, so hopefully we see at least a little bit of a rise from that. Gaming Digital. I don't live in Texas, but I appreciate the meteorologist that goes live and reads the chat. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Hope you're doing well wherever you live this evening. Mario, how are we looking for Hutto? Let's go up to Williamson County. So here's the deal in Travis. The storms over Williamson County are weaker than the storms over Travis County. So Hutto, I do think you're going to get some rain in Hutto. This stuff, which is near Leander and Whitestone and heading into Cedar Park and Lakeline right now. This stuff, I do think some of this will make it into the Hutto area. This is all pretty tame. So you'll get a little nice nighttime thunderstorm, a little bit of wind, but it's not going to be severe. I do not expect severe weather over Williamson County. And again, I also don't expect severe weather over Travis County, although this stuff in Travis is packing a little bit more of a punch. And then you get into the stronger stuff over Hayes County. And next up, that's going to be heading into Caldwell County. So let's do another storm track. Again, it's not severe, but we'll storm track the most intense part of this storm. Just going to be doing something about like that. And here's a look at the approximate timeline. San Marcos, 11:19. Yep, so we've been saying 11:15, 11:20 for San Marcos for a while now. It is about to be moving in. Geronimo, 11:36. Lockhart, 11:43. Stairtown, 11:49. Luling, 11:58. And the Harwood area, it's going to be about 12:10 a.m. for you. Hey, just got a new special weather statement or a strong storm advisory for Travis County. So they went strong storm advisory for this whole section. So again, these storms moving into the metro, they are not severe. Hopefully they don't get severe, but these are stronger, and they are capable of some small hail as well as some strong winds. Let me read the text of that warning. At 11:12, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from near Sun City to near Wimberley. Movement was east at 35 miles per hour. Wind gust up to 50 will be possible. These are moving east at 35. So let's do this. Let's do a storm track on this whole line where you can expect some strong winds that in the absolute strongest pockets could be 50 miles per hour. I do not think, let me get the speed. They're moving east at 35. Let's back that down about like this. And here's a look at the approximate timeline for the broader line of storms. There it is. Oak Hill, 11:19. San Marcos, next couple of minutes. Central Austin, here in the next 15 minutes or so. System's got us listed at 11:31. Del Diamond, Highway 79, Round Rock, 11:36. Lake Pflugerville, 11:44. Lockhart, 11:48. Taylor, 11:55. So a lot of folks have been asking about Hutto. It'd be a little bit before then, 11:50, something like that. Cedar Creek, 11:59. Elgin, just after midnight. And Rockney, about 12:09 a.m. They are not severe. But these storms are ramping up a little bit, where there could be some strong winds in here. Let's actually do that. Let's go see what the latest current wind speeds are and maybe we have some data coming in from the hill country where we can see what kind of winds these things are putting out. Wow, how about that? Llano gusting to 44 miles per hour right now. All the other numbers pretty tame right now. The severe risk, as we talked about, it's been continually trimmed down through the day today. Level 2 for the hill country as storms are now exiting, and they're still level 1 into the Metro and I-35 corridor. So again, the idea is that these things will kind of continue to weaken down. They could be strong, could put out some strong winds, but hopefully no more severe issues. I can't guarantee it. There's still level 1 risk. Can't guarantee it, but hopefully we can avoid any more severe issues. Sarah, any hail in these storms coming to Leander? This is less about the hail, it's more about the wind. Again, I'm not saying there couldn't be like a little bit of pea-size hail in here. I do not see any damaging hail in any of these storms. This is mainly a wind deal with these storms. Emily, didn't they get hit this morning? Yeah, we had this big outflow boundary, so I don't know where everybody's watching from. Dallas and Houston did get hit by very strong storms. Here in Austin, we did have some storms, but a far cry from what those cities saw. What we did have was the outflow boundary, the rain-cooled air from those storms. As they pushed from North Texas down to Southeast Texas, we didn't really get the storms. Those passed east, but the rain-cooled air, it's like a little miniature cold front, came through, and just that. We gusted 40 to 60 miles per hour with the outflow from these storms, and that really cooled us down. It brought us honestly pretty comfortable weather today, and the question was, could the atmosphere recharge? And clearly that has happened as we have these strong storms which are now moving in. This is the strongest section of storms right now. It's over Hays County. It is heading towards Buda. It is heading towards Kyle. And this shows you the wind direction, right? So when you're looking at velocity, we'll do a little radar class here. The red, that is winds going away from the radar. The greens, that is wind going towards the radar. So right now the radar we're looking at is down here in New Braunfels. So you can see we've got these winds coming in like that on the backside. And that's going to be the leading edge of the strong winds, which is about to cross the I-35 corridor right now. Kyle, San Marcos, Buda. Those sections of the I-35 corridor, you've got that leading edge of strong winds, which is heading your way. And just to keep showing you guys the hail tracker, there could be a little bit of small hail over Northwest Travis, a little bit of small hail over Hays County, but mainly this is a wind threat where there could be pockets of wind up to about 50 miles per hour in the strongest part of these storms. Fro is watching in the Houston area, said it was not like the derecho that they saw back a week or two ago, but they did have 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Just crazy how active it has been for both Houston and Dallas. I mean, I was watching this over the weekend. The deadly tornadoes up around the Dallas area, north of Denton too. We certainly have had some active weather here in our part of South Central Texas, but not nearly to the extent as Houston and Dallas have. Joseph, any tornado threat? Tornado threat is very, very low. Not very concerned about the tornado threat. Yeah, man, some of you guys are saying power's out for 2 hours, 17 hours without power. What is your name? I'm Hunter Williams, Chief Meteorologist here at KVUE. Again, I understand we've got folks watching from other parts of the state of Texas as well. KVUE, we're located in Austin. We're the ABC station here. So we cover these 13 counties that you see on your screen. I'm Hunter Williams, Hunt_WX on Twitter. Post lots of updates there. If any of you guys are not watching on YouTube, maybe you're watching on KVUE Plus, our streaming app, you can send me a question on X if there's anything you'd like to ask. Just trying to keep tabs on the comments here. Head on over to Facebook. Michael is asking about Hays County. Yep, Hays County, that is where the strongest storms are right now. They are not severe, but they are throwing down some winds that on the high end could be up to about 50 miles per hour. So it is pouring rain, cats and dogs right now in Wimberley and Dripping Springs. And this is going to be heading into San Marcos, imminently here in the next couple of minutes. Kyle imminently, Buda coming in. And then not Hayes County, but then getting into southern Travis, Mustang Ridge, places like that. We'll be getting some heavy rain. Then also some folks are asking, what about Round Rock? Up here in Round Rock, you are going to get this storm, which right now is over Leander and Cedar Park. You can see a little outflow getting kicked out from it. So again, there's some strong winds getting kicked out from this thing. You're going to get that gust front here in Round Rock like here very soon. Next couple of minutes could be 35 to 50 mile per hour winds with that, kind of like earlier. Remember the gust front, that rain-cooled air gets pushed out. Cool air gets shoved out from these storms, and it causes wind. It's like a mini cold front. That's moving into Round Rock, and then there's the new update. You can see some of that heavy rain will be heading your way, including stuff like this. Hope every single one of those raindrops is going right into Lake Travis. Man. You know, we talked about it earlier. Lake Buchanan has had an amazing month. It's now like 70% full, I believe. Here, we can actually look at this. Here are the updated lake levels. Yeah, Lake Buchanan, 72% full. Amazing. I mean, still progress, still less than average for this time of the year, but it's better than where we started the month. Lake Travis, though, has seen some rise, but still only 40%. So we really need some rain to make it into Lake Travis. O'Neill says, my son is leaving. Oh, I apologize. Had you just on the cam view. My son is leaving work in San Marcos, heading to New Braunfels. Again, just drive safely. If you're not someone who likes to drive in storms, there's nothing wrong with pulling over at a gas station and letting this thing blow through, or letting the leading edge blow through. Nothing wrong with that. It's not severe, but we do have some strong winds in here. Audrey, what is the main threat for San Marcos? Wind. Eric, is there any flood threat? I do think there could be some minor flooding. Look, that's a lot of heavy rain over Hayes County. There could be some ponding on roadways, low water crossings, creeks, streams, stuff like that. Maybe some minor temporary urban flooding. I don't see widespread flood issues. And again, for the most part, we need rain. May is the wettest month of the year on average here in Central Texas. And even though some places have been really, really active, many parts of the Austin Metro are still a little bit behind schedule for the rain, and we know we need that. We're about to head into the summer. That spigot can turn off real fast, where all of a sudden there's no more storms and it's just triple-digit heat every day. So this is the time of the year, especially given our lake level situation, where we gotta catch up on some rain. So we need the rain. There could be some localized flooding, but mainly this is rain that we need. Not severe, but again, this gray box, that's what we call we'll call it a strong storm advisory, right? It's for a storm that's strong, but it's not severe. For a storm to be severe, you need 58 mile per hour winds or stronger. This is producing winds that on the high side could be up to about 50 miles per hour. Eduardo, what is the threat for Pflugerville? There could be some strong winds, 35 to 50 miles per hour for Northeast Travis, Pflugerville area. If you live around Wells Branch, there certainly could be some strong winds. I don't expect this to become severe warned for the Pflugerville area. Just keeping an eye on all the various chats here, and then we'll check in with the National Weather Service chat, see if they have anything updated here. Is it common to have tornadoes in Texas? I'm from PA, and a lot of people I've talked to tell me that it's rare. It is not that rare to have tornadoes in Texas, especially in the month of May. Climatologically, the month of May for the state of Texas is the most active tornado month of the year. It's the wettest month of the year for many parts of the state, also the most active for tornadoes. One of the things I've been seeing is like how quiet the Dixie Alley was. Alabama, Mississippi, many of the years here recently, there's been a lot of tornadic activity over parts of the Deep South. I'm from Birmingham, and look, you certainly can have tornadoes in the Deep South. especially in the month of April. But this year it's been about traditional parts of Tornado Alley from North Texas into Oklahoma into the Great Plains, and it has certainly been active. But to answer your question, it is certainly not out of the normal world to be having tornadoes in the month of May in Texas. Hey, here's something that I'm seeing here in the NWS chat. Very windy in Fredericksburg in the wake of the storms, which is interesting. This could be what we call a wake low developing. So sometimes you have a big, strong line of storms like this in the wake of the storms. You get low pressure that forms, call that a wake low. And you can get really strong winds behind the storms. Let's see if this is loaded into our data yet. So the latest data I'm getting from Fredericksburg is 6 miles per hour. This lags behind sometimes, but something to watch where across the hill country and then maybe eventually into the Metro and I-35 corridor behind the storms, these winds could kick up. I think it's very possible that there could be a wake low situation. So we will watch that carefully. The other thing, let's see what the temperatures are. No. Other parts of the state have had what we call a heat burst, where we see this at night where you get this dry, hot air that descends, the humidity drops, it gets windy, the temperature could spike even at night, which is kind of crazy. So we'll keep an eye on that, but could have some strong winds even in the wake of these storms. All right, so here's this Boeing segment here. These are going to be some strong winds now. From 290 down to Buda, down to Kyle. Right in here, we've got a little Boeing segment of storms. So again, there could easily be, 40 to, I don't want to get too aggressive here. I think there could be 30 to 50 mile per hour winds in here, which is heading into southern Travis County. So if you live Mustang Ridge, again, Buda, Sunset Valley, along the 290 corridor, any of these spots, I do think we have some pretty strong winds coming in there. Velocities are still nothing that's too crazy, but strong winds, 30 to 50 over parts of the metro. Then we'll go back up here to northwest Travis, where we've been watching some raindrops falling down over Lake Travis. This stuff is not severe, but from Leander, Whitestone, Cedar Park, Lakeline Mall, this is going to eventually move into places like the Domain, Palmer Lane, Wells Branch, Round Rock, and then some of this stuff is going to clip parts of the Pflugerville area, Austin Executive Airport, Hutto, Taylor, Georgetown, and then Jarrell up here getting a big storm. That is not severe. And we're always looking out for our friends in Jarrell, of course. May 27th, yesterday, May 27th is the day the last F5 tornado to touch down in the state of Texas happened in the small town of Jarrell back in 1997. Last F5 or EF5 anywhere in the state had winds over 200 miles per hour. A couple weeks ago, we were actually filming something at Jarrell Memorial Park there. On the west side of I-35, that's the Memorial Park that they have dedicated to the 27 people who tragically died in that storm. We were doing a little piece on the tornado climatology in May in the state of Texas. Again, I went back and looked not just for the entire state, but here in Central Texas, May is the most active month of the year as far as tornado-producing storms as well. But that storm, anyways, that storm is not severe, which is heading into Jarrell. But these are the strongest. This is the strongest stuff right now. Is from Oak Hill to Shady Hollow, heading into Bluff Springs, Sunset Valley, Montopolis, Del Valley, the airport, Colton, Onion Creek, down to Coda, to Creedmoor, to Mustang Ridge, then down to Niederwald, Lytton Springs, Lockhart, Maxwell. This is the strongest stuff, and I think that's where the strongest winds are going to be. Yeah, not severe, but that thing is, you can see it's bowing, and then you get all that heavy rain, you get this big rush of wind coming down, and then it pushes out from the storm. And I'm seeing that bowing segment of wind there around the Buda area. If anybody lives in Buda, let me know what you're seeing right now. Again, these are strong winds, I would say, not severe, but 30 to 50 mile per hour winds, certainly a fair game. Any other questions? Things drying out now across the hill country. But man, that is just great to have some of that heavy rain there from Fredericksburg and Gillespie County into Blanco County and into Hayes County. Yeah, so the report that we're seeing here in the NWS chat from Fredericksburg, they're estimating 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts or higher. That very well could be a wake low developing. Sadie sometimes says, Leander here, range is slowed, beautiful cloud to ground, lightning currently. Yeah, so Leander, yeah, you're probably about to be getting out on the backside of some of this stuff. Yep, so Leander, the heaviest rain has now moved out, so you'll get a little bit of some lighter stuff and some pretty lightning, good sleeping weather. These storms about to move into the Round Rock area as well, so here in a moment, the Kalahari cam is going to start to get more active, and let's just go ahead and do that while I'm thinking about it. So that's our Kalahari cam, the Kalahari Resorts and Conventions there off 79, across from the Dell Diamond. Round Rock, you're about to get some stormy weather moving in, but that stuff all is KV is watching in Round Rock and is getting some rain right now, so it's moving in. Here's a report. Chris Logan is saying Buda raining hard with heavy winds. How strong do you think the winds are there, Chris? Yeah, this is definitely the strongest activity right here. Right over Buda, Kyle. This is going into southern Travis. And then parts of northern Caldwell County from Lockhart up to around the airport, up to around Sunset Valley. This is it's a lot of heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and a push of wind which is coming out from these storms for sure. Yep, just making sure we don't have any brighter colors popping up there. Again, this is not severe, but we do have the storm advisory. That is a step below the severe thunderstorm warning. Means that a storm is not severe, but it could have either strong winds or hail. We continue to not really see a big hail threat with this, maybe a little bit of hail along I-35 between Buda and San Marcos, but really the main threat in these storms is the wind potential and not the hail potential. Lexa, Round Rock here. Thunder just showed up and the rain is beginning. Yep, so Round Rock, we've got our Kalahari cam up above me. The rain's going to be intensifying. Jay is watching in Georgetown. Let's do a little Georgetown update then. So for our Williamson County friends, Georgetown, you are getting in on some of the heavier rain right now as well. This is not severe, and the activity for Georgetown and Round Rock, Sun City, these areas, this is less intense than the stuff that is over southern Travis and Hayes. It's a thunderstorm, but this is just kind of a good old-fashioned thunderstorm. And then the stuff from Austin down south into Hayes County, and Kyle, and Buda, and Mustang Ridge. It's not severe, but that one, it means business a little bit more. That's where I think the likelihood is a little bit higher that we have some 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Danny is saying 32 to 35 mile per hour winds in Kyle, 1.5 hour rain rate. Love the rain, and hopefully we keep those winds down below 40. Chris is saying no harder than 40 or 50. Great news. Okay, so Chris is there in Buda. He's in basically the most intense part of the storm and is saying 40 to 50 max. So good first-hand report there, Chris. We appreciate it. Thank you. Some strong winds, 40 to 50 max, but we are watching velocity, not seeing any signs of anything more than that, and folks are being very helpful and letting us know what they're seeing, and we're not getting any reports of anything more intense than that. Great news. Ben says the dog is scared. Yeah. I love sleeping in stormy weather, not like intense storms, obviously. The problem is, turns out with this job I've got, most of the time when it's storming, guess where I am? Not sitting in my bed. I'm sitting here. But I love falling asleep to the sound of storms. I know some people don't like it, and most dogs certainly do not like it. So hope all the dogs and pups are doing all right tonight. Cats, I find, are generally kind of indifferent to that. Any concerns for San Marcos? San Marcos, the leading edge of the strongest winds has passed through your area. So do I have any concerns? No. I do have an update for you, and that is that we have heavy rain and lightning, and presumably still some strong winds, but I think the worst of the weather has passed through the San Marcos area. Really, the most intense stuff is from Kyle to Buda into like the Oak Hill area right now. So here is an update from the National Weather Service. So they're saying even on the backside of the rain, like we talked about, we have a little bit of a wake low setup, which is developing. And behind the storms, there could still be 40-mile-per-hour winds. So that's not really damaging wind, but yeah, you'll hear some rustling and stuff like that outside with 40 to 50, 40, just, did you guys hear that? I never know if you guys can pick this up on the mic. We're getting lightning and thunder here at the TV station right now. Let's see, is our camera operational? It is. We're getting some lightning, but nothing too drastic. But 40-mile-per-hour winds will be possible on the backside of the storms, too. Let me go back to the current wind data. And we'll see if any of our numbers have updated, especially for the Fredericksburg area. Not for Fredericksburg, but burn it right now. Gusting 40 plus, 43 miles per hour. All right, so we'll take you back to the radar. So this stuff, let's zoom in. Again, this is the most intense stuff right here. Buda, Kyle, up to Oak Hill, Circle C Ranch, Cedar Valley, Vinson, Fort Oaks, Onion Creek. This is going to get the south section of Austin. I mean, you can just see here where it's like all the wind, all that rain-cooled air, so heavy rain falls, and then the rain-cooled air gets pushed out. So just you can see where you just get that bowing segment of storms heading into Mustang Ridge and Niederwald. Chris, who's watching with us on YouTube, gave us the report from Buda, says 40 to 50 mile per hour winds max. So this is not like an incredibly damaging situation, but some strong winds, enough to shake things around a little bit outside. Then next up, that's going to be heading into Mustang Ridge, Creedmoor right now, Elroy, then out around the airport, then into maybe places like Garfield and Weberville. I think what's going to happen, though, now that we've got this big push of that rain-cooled air, that might kind of slow things down a little bit. Once you get that push out, things might expand, and then the storm might kind of hit the brakes a little bit, and then we'll get kind of prolonged heavy rain over parts of Hayes County and southern Travis County. And then hopefully the storm starts to lessen in intensity. We bring down these winds a little bit and just get some beneficial heavy rain. All right, heavy rain heading into Round Rock. Let's go live to our Kalahari cam. Earlier, from rain that we had last week, we had, I don't know if the casing on the camera cracked or what exactly happened. We had a condensation and some moisture get lodged inside of the camera. Look at that lightning. Thankfully, that has cleared up, and hopefully we don't get any more rain in there now with this heavy rain, which is right over Round Rock as we speak. Again, this is not severe. If you're watching us in Williamson County around Round Rock or Georgetown or Sun City, this is heading towards you in Hutto. It's heading towards you in Taylor. It's not severe, but it's just a good old-fashioned nighttime thunderstorm. Again, for anybody with questions on YouTube, we've got the chat on. Facebook, I've got the chat. If you're watching anywhere else, you can send me a note on Twitter, Hunt_WX, or Instagram or whatever. It's Hunt_WX, and we will answer any questions. Mario says rain in Hutto. Yep, so Hutto and then next up Taylor, you're going to start to get into some of the rain here. And it's going to get heavier in Hutto. The heaviest stuff has not arrived for you in Hutto yet. Can you take a look at Gerald? Absolutely. Let's go up north into northern Williamson County. So we're up close to the radar, but we do have some heavy rain over Gerald and New Corn Hill and Schwartner and the I-35 corridor over northern Williamson County. The stuff is not severe, though. We'll do the hail tracker. Maybe a tiny little bit of hail, like not a big deal, but maybe a tiny little bit of hail right over the interstate here near the Mount Prospect School, but that is not in the Gerald area. We do have some strong winds up here in the Gerald area, but hail threat's low. Maybe some 30, 35 mile per hour winds, some heavy rain, some lightning, but nothing too intense there for you in Gerald. And then now that we're starting to get some rain here into the metro, or into the immediate Austin area, let's see. We also have our Zach Theater camera. We'll leave it on Kalahari for now. That is the one with the most intense lightning. Hayes County, intense storms right now. Yep, again, that is the most intense weather right now is Hayes County, southern Travis County. It is this. We had all that heavy rain and then a big push that you could see where just that rain, the downdraft, all that wind came down to the ground and pushed out. But this is not severe. It's just a lot of heavy rain and some strong winds that on the high end would be like 50 miles per hour. Here's the velocity. Again, earlier over Canyon Lake, we did have some stronger, severe type winds that were like 55 to 65 miles per hour. That signature has come down, but we do certainly still have some strong winds out there. And then even in the wake of the storms, as the National Weather Service was saying, we do have some strong winds in the wake of these storms too. That could be up to 40 miles per hour. Crystal, the sky lit up green with a massive lightning strike in Cedar Park. Interesting. So sometimes you can get that green type lightning when there's a lot of hail in the storm. You get all that ice up there, so you've got weird stuff happening with the light. We do not have much, if any, hail in these storms right now. That's kind of cool. You got some green lightning. Folks are asking, do we see rotation or funnel clouds or anything like that? I have no concern for a tornado right now. There are strong straight line winds. I don't see tornado threat right now. And again, the idea is that this stuff will continue to gradually weaken as it goes into, across, and then east of the I-35 corridor. This is our updated storm outlook. There was a level 2 across the hill country. That's where we had a couple warnings, Gillespie County to Blanco. But now that things have made it to the I-35 corridor as they move east, we're getting later into the overnight hours. And as you go east, you're getting into areas that were more influenced from that big outflow boundary earlier today. So just a little bit less instability, a little bit less warmth and humidity, all those stormy ingredients, a little bit less of all that stuff to work with. So the idea is that this continues to weaken. Now we're still going to have rain and lightning and stuff like that, but the main severe threat was across the hill country. There's still level 1. I can't rule out these things pulsing up and producing severe weather, but for now, I think things look good with these continuing to weaken as they move to the east. Then let's go to the latest data. So here's a new high-res HRRR model. I've not seen this. We'll look at this together. Looks like it's kind of lagging behind a little bit, but it is showing we're going to 130, all this stuff moving east and then, gradually weakening. And then tomorrow, let's just look. Because this stuff tonight has overachieved, I think we'll be pretty worked over and we'll likely not have much stormy weather around tomorrow. I just had a 20% in our forecast, and even that 20% might be a little bit optimistic. I'm waiting to see if we get an update to our winds here. Hey, there we go. So even in the wake of these storms, you see that big bolt of lightning up in Round Rock? That was incredible. Even in the wake of these storms, this wind that we are seeing across Gillespie County, Fredericksburg, gusting to 35, Burnett gusting to 43. These are not severe. These are not thunderstorm winds. This is behind the storms where we've got like kind of a wake low type setup. It's not bringing like destructive winds or anything like that, but 40 to 50 mile per hour winds in some spots, especially around Burnett County. So once the storms move through the metro, these type winds could move into the metro, where even behind the storms, you still have some gusty weather. In addition, we're also watching a lot of heavy rain. There's not a huge flood risk. We do have that level 1 flood threat, but mainly, hey, we need this rain. And these are the LCRA totals. Let's do kind of a tour here of what we have seen. Some good totals now coming into Hays County. So happy to see this rain over southern Gillespie County. These areas dealing with extreme drought, second highest level of drought. And then look at this into Gillespie County. These areas also dealing with drought, and in the Lake Travis watershed. We need some of this water to flow into the Pedernales River and get into Lake Travis for sure. You can see even some of this rain out here. You go out to Junction, so the Pedernales River goes into Lake Travis, right? But then this line, I forget, you guys can't see my mouse. This right here, so here's the Llano River, which goes to Junction, and then it's not pictured here, but the Llano River, there's like a south fork that goes down here. Then there's a north fork, which goes out here. So some of this rain out here, which is not in our KVUE area, is going to end up in the Llano River as well, which goes into Lake LBJ, which eventually is going to, like Marble Falls, that goes into Lake Travis. So that will make it into Lake Travis eventually. And then this stuff over Gillespie County and Blanco County, that will go to the Pedernales River, and that will go right into Lake Travis. So hopefully we can get at least a little bit of rise for some of this heavy rain into Lake Travis. So that is the situation. I'll hold on for another couple of minutes. Now that this stuff is kind of weakening, I know we've got a lot of heavy rain across the metro, so folks are probably wondering what is going on, but this stuff I think will continue to die down. So we've got some rain, we've got some lightning, we've got all that. There's some gusty winds in here, but hopefully no more severe weather issues, just some rainfall, and that will hopefully continue over the next hour or so. So I'll hang on for another couple of minutes, and then I will probably take a little bit of a breather here on KVUE Plus. But hey, we appreciate everybody who has joined us. Yeah, Nexus, I think you're exactly right. He's saying it lost strength as it traveled east. Again, a couple things are happening. We're getting later into the night, right? So we don't have as much instability. Also, east of I-35, that's where these areas were more influenced from the outflow boundary that came through earlier. So we had big storms over North Texas and Dallas. They went down to Houston. We didn't really get the stormy weather here in Central Texas, but the outflow was basically like a cold front. It brought a big drop in temperature and a big drop in humidity, and that was most pronounced for areas east of I-35. So as these storms move across I-35 and into these areas that are more worked over, yeah, just all the storm ingredients, the warmth, the humidity, all that stuff, it's just lesser. So we're getting later into the night, we're getting into a less primed environment. I think these storms will continue to weaken and the severe threat will continue to go down. And that's what we have seen. These things have put down some wind across the metro, not severe wind, but some wind. And I think hopefully these continue to weaken and we'll just bring some weakening rain to areas east of I-35. Okay, so here's a note from Miles Eden. I am in Bertram in Burnett County. We're getting some crazy wind, looking like 50 to 55. So that's right now, I'm assuming, in the Bertram area. So let's go out here. So Bertram is in the wake of the storms, and I think that this is that wake low type setup that we were talking about, where we're getting these winds behind the storms. I just want to show you guys this graphic real quick, so stand by one moment. I'll put this in router 2. And here we go. That's not what I wanted to show you. One second. There we go. So this is the note from the National Weather Service where, again, in the wake of these storms, so not in the leading edge, but behind them, from Burnett down to Marble Falls, this includes the Bertram area, Briggs, down into Blanco, into Gillespie County, we've got this wake low type setup where we're getting wind gusts that could be 40 miles per hour. And, you know, as some of you guys are saying, maybe this is even a little bit more than that. That could be 50 to 55 in some spots. So we'll watch that closely, where maybe the strongest winds are actually coming in behind the storms. Again, in what we would call more of a wake low type setup. So I'll take you back out here to the radar. Just wanted to show you guys that. And then so here's the live view right now from downtown Austin, our Zach Theater camera. Right across Lady Bird Lake, looking north into downtown. You can see lightning, heavy rain, that sort of deal. But this stuff, again, is coming down in intensity now. So there's lots of rain, but I'm not seeing the same type of strong wind signatures earlier, at least along the storms. Then behind it, though, we are getting some of these more intense winds that are developing. The top box, you can see that is our Kalahari cam in Round Rock. Keisha, lightning and heavy rain in Round Rock right now. Nathaniel, lightning, thunder, hard rain in Pflugerville. Tyler, pretty much a downpour here in Round Rock off 1431. Kelly, just started pouring by Kalahari. Kelly, can we see your house here? Is this you? Yeah, so this is the scene right now at the Kalahari Resort. Andrea, when will this be out of our area? In the Buda area. It is still raining cats and dogs right now in Buda. For Buda, the heaviest of the rain, give this another 15-30 minutes. I think the heaviest of the rain is going to move out of Buda. But as we have discussed, that does not mean the end of the wind. We're getting just ripping winds across the hill country right now in the wake of these storms. And as these storms push east, that wake could move into the I-35 corridor, where we get some strong winds into the I-35 corridor too. All right, so give me another couple minutes here, and then I will sign off, and I'll continue to monitor things. I'll be posting updates on my X account. That is Hunt_WX. Devin says the winds are gusting in Pflugerville. Mario, do I have a cam in Hutto? I do not. We are always trying to expand our camera network. We got a couple of things we would like to get a weather camera going. Send us an email. Might be able to set something up. Velocity is showing that wake coming into Johnson City. All right, let's check that out. Here, let's switch over. Let's go New Braunfels. Interesting. Yeah, so that might, let's sample some of these winds in here. We're out here. Out here in Gillespie County, maybe this is the wake. Interesting. Now we're a ways away from the radar, but yeah, we're getting some 50 to 55 type numbers there in Gillespie County in the wake of these storms. Yeah, I see a little bit of what you're pointing out there, especially here over Gillespie County into northern Blanco County. Let's keep watching these winds. Yep, so those are the latest numbers. You can just see where we've got that wake situation which has developed out here. Over Gillespie, northern Blanco, Llano, and Burnett County. So we've got reports from Gillespie County. We've got reports from parts of Burnett County around the Bertram area. And yeah, again, this is the wake low situation, not as the storms are moving through, but in the wake of the storms, you get this area low pressure develops and the winds are ripping behind the storms. I always remember the Bertram area. Like the first year I got here, there was a big windstorm that moved through the Bertram area. I don't know if you remember this. There's a brick building there, and that building was partially destroyed. I did like a live shot out there with the bricks and the stuff that had been downed right there in downtown Bertram. I always remember that. It was like one of the first things I covered here at KVUE. How many cups of coffee have you had? I've had 2 today. I'm a 1 to 2 cup of coffee per day guy. Yeah, next is, I think it's tough to say when you don't have precipitation out there. We could be looking at range folding or other type stuff. But we know from the reports and what we have seen here with the data from our sensors out here that we do have some at least 30 to 50 mile per hour winds out there. All right, I think I'm going to get out of here. Just making sure we don't have any outstanding comments here. I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to leave the radar loop up here. So I know some of you guys just like to have this kind of on in the background. I will leave the radar loop with no sound. And then periodically, if needed, I'll hop back on here and give you some updates. But thank you, everybody who watched us tonight. We appreciate it. Again, I know we have folks watching from other parts of the state. We're KVUE here in Austin. Hunter Williams, Hunt_WX on social media for anybody interested in following along. I'll be posting some more updates on the other social platforms through the rest of tonight. Y'all have a good night. I'll leave this radar loop up for you, and I will talk to you guys later.